viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in this evening's podcast, it's all about the EPL action. Things get going on Friday, and we are here to run through our predictions for the various games. Now, joining me this evening to talk some EPL football, we have returning to the podcast, Christoph.
Good to be back, viewers.
Christoph, the big league kicks off on Friday, and Arsenal is the team that leads the way. The first match on the agenda, Christoph, is Arsenal versus promoted team Coventry. What's your prediction for that game? Who wins? What's the score?
I think I don't think anybody would give Coventry the win in this one. I will go with Arsenal to win 3-0.
Arsenal to win 3-0. So pretty much you're just backing the champions, Christoph.
Oh,
No
yeah.
two bones about it.
Should not be dropping points in this match. It should be, easy 3-0.
So there's just a golf in class that Coventry won't be able to overcome then.
There should be.
Indeed, indeed. I can't disagree with that call either, Christoph. Arsenal is playing at home. They are the defending champions. And Coventry, a team that has not been in the league, Christoph, in a quarter of a century. It has been 25 years since Coventry was last in the EPL. So for me, with Arsenal playing at home, they have all the momentum from the Community Shield. They are the current champions. I see no other result than an Arsenal win. And for me, it's going to be 3-0 to the Arsenal. What's your predicted scoreline?
I said 3-0.
3-0 as well. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So we're off to a similar start then. Both of us calling Arsenal and both of us also calling a 3-0 deficit. Interesting times ahead. The next game on the agenda, Hull City versus Manchester United. Hull City, another promoted team, versus a now Manchester United full-time job being given to Carrick. What says you in this matchup?
I think this should also be an easy win for Manchester United, and I would go with two or 3-0 to United.
Who are 3-0 to United. So are you saying it's a similar situation to the Arsenal Coventry where Hull is a newly promoted team, has not been in the league for a while. Manchester United, too much quality, too much experience. Easy
Yeah,
win for United.
I think so, yes.
I echo similar sentiments. I definitely echo similar sentiments. The only major difference in this one is that this is an away game for United. Hull is playing at home. And of course, first match of the season for a newly promoted team is always going to be a jubilant one. The fans should be in a very positive mood. Will that be able to get Hull over the line? I am not sure, to be honest. I don't think so. I think there'll be a little golfing class. Maybe they're a little shell shocked by the quality of the EPL as well. Manchester United have been there, done that. I think Manchester United walks away with a victory as well. For me, I'm going to call this one 2-0 to Manchester United. Next one on the agenda is Ipswich versus Sunderland. Ipswich versus Sunderland. What says you, Christopher? Another promoted team in the farm of Ipswich.
I go with Sunderland to win 2-1.
So you're not backing any of the promoted team then, Christoph. All three promoted team will leave this first match game week with 0 points, is what you're saying.
I think so, yeah.
Ipswich, another promoted team versus Sunderland, who this is their second season back in the EPL. Oftentimes, it is said that there's a second season syndrome, Christoph, where a team which came up, stayed up, but then in their second season, it's almost like they collapse away. This game is being played at the home of Ipswich. Sunderland last season, Christoph, didn't have the best of away record. So for me, I'm gonna go with a draw. I think Ipswich should have enough to cause Sunderland a few problems, and I'm gonna call this one a 1-1 draw. So for me, this one to draw 1-1. The first point on the board for the promoted team, Ipswich. Then we have Everton versus Crystal Palace. Everton at home versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, of course, being under new management and Everton being coached by David Moyes. Everton also playing their second season in their brand spanking new stadium as well, Christoph. What do you say about this game?
Um, Tighter game, but I think, I kind of rally on, 70% of home games are won by the home team. So I'm going to go with Everton to win 1-0.
So the only reason you're calling this a Everton win is you're saying the analytics suggest that the home team should win. Is there nothing else? Does the
That
quality of Everton not surpass the quality of Crystal Palace with the likes of Lacroix moving away to Chelsea? Can Crystal Palace fill that defensive void left by Lacroix would be the question I would be asking.
it feels like it to me is one of those games where you probably have to watch and see. I feel it could go either way, but I'm going to give the edge to the home team.
I am leaning towards a positive result for Everton as well. I am not sure what I will get from this Crystal Palace team, Christoph. It's the unknown. I know what I'll get from David Moyes. I'm expecting a low scoring game. I don't think Everton is going to blow you out of the water, but I'm also expecting them to keep it very tight at the back as well. And I think they will just pinch it. So for me, I'm gonna go with a 1-0, a narrow 1-0 win for Everton to get their season up and running. So 1-0 to Everton over Crystal Palace. Then we move to Nottingham Forest versus Leeds. Nottingham Forest versus Leeds. Of course, the Crystal Palace manager, Christoph, he moved during the summer to Nottingham Forest. Glasner, he was the man who led Crystal Palace to that historic FA Cup win over Man City. He was the one who went all the distance in the Europa Conference League as well. And he was the man who defeated Liverpool in the Community Shield. So he left Crystal Palace with 3 trophies to his name. He is now the coach of Nottingham Forest. What do you say about this game? Nottingham Forest at home versus Leeds.
I go with Leeds for the win. Yeah, Nottingham Forest at home, but Leeds preseason has looked impressive to me. They beat Liverpool 4-2, and I don't think they've lost any of their preseason games. And they have. It's not like they've been playing easy teams or their preseason. They've been playing tough teams, and they've come away with a win in all but one game, I think. Uh, Same manager, I think they have, and they play a relatively good style of football. They're not overly negative or anything like that. They want to play out and attack. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Leeds to get the win here.
You make a very strong point, and just to add to your point as well, Leeds did invest a lot in their new goalkeeper as well, Christoph. They brought in Trafford from Man City, so he is the new number one between the sticks for Leeds, and that augurs well for their defensive solidarity. But Nottingham Forest at home, Christoph, under that man, Glasner, he is pedigree. He knows how to win trophies and he knows how to win EPL games as well. He has the experience. At home, in front of their home fans, I think Nottingham Forest will come away with a win. So for me, I am gonna go with the tried, tested, proven statistical evidence. As you mentioned, 70% of all games is won by the home team. So I am hoping that statistic will ride out come Saturday. So for me, it's gonna be a Nottingham Forest win. I am gonna call this one 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest to win, 2 goals to 1. We
I'll
then move
reverse that and say Leeds 2-1.
Leads to 1. Ah, interesting call. That should be a game we keep a close eye on then. Our calls are differing right there. Next big game on the agenda, Brentford versus Tottenham. Brentford at home versus Tottenham.
So this should be a newly rejuvenated Tottenham team. So your opening game, I think they'll want to make what do you call it? A statement, they have the new signing bones and whatever else. So I'm going to go with Tottenham to win this one, 3-1.
Wow, 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 wow. That is a big, bad, bold call there, Christoph. Yes, Tottenham has quite a few signings, but last year, many persons, Christoph, including yourself, I believe, wrote Brentford off. Many persons had Brentford as one of the teams that will be in a relegation dogfight when they lost their manager, Thomas Frank. Who, no, ironically, Frank is no more in the EPL. He has been fired by Spurs. The coach which took over, Keith Andrews, from Thomas Frank at Brentford. He did a tremendous job last season. Can he follow that up this season? Brentford is at home. They have that man, Christoph, the Brazilian. He was breathing down the neck of Haaland for the Golden Boot last
Mm,
season.
that's a bit of an exaggeration. He was up there, but he wasn't breathing down the neck of Haaland to get
Well,
it.
I'm just saying, the firepower is there. He is now 1 year more experience in the league, and I think he will find quite a few more goals this season as well.
He'll definitely find goals this season, and he'll definitely find a goal in this game. But I think Tottenham will come away with the win.
You make a strong argument, but I'm gonna cut this one straight down the middle, Christoph. As you said, this is a newly revamped Spurs team, and this is a tried, tested, proven Brentford team. I think this one is going to be a shootout, Christoph, and I'm gonna call this one 2-2. I'm gonna call a draw in this game. These two teams are too close to decide, so I am gonna split it straight down the middle. I think this will be one of the games of the round. So I'm gonna call this one 2-2. 2-2 draw, Brentford versus Tottenham. Then we move, Christoph, and we move to Brighton versus Aston Villa. Brighton at home versus Aston Villa. This game coming up on Sunday. What says you?
Brighton versus Aston Villa. Where's that one being played?
This one is being played over there on the seashores of Brighton.
Mm, let's. I want to say Aston Villa, but I feel like there's a strong potential for a draw in this one.
Well, if you want me to take the lead on this one,
So,
I can go ahead and take the
uh,
lead if you
go
want to
ahead.
think on it some more. I'm gonna go with a Brighton win, to be honest with you, Christoph. Aston Villa is in a bit of a pickle. They haven't had the best preseason and they are losing a lot of talent. Morgan Rogers is off
Mm,
to Chelsea. Uh, they have a new goalkeeper potentially starting this game, Suzuki. Chanza, I'm hearing Arsenal have signed him up. So that's one of their mainstay in defense that will no longer be there. Dine, the left back Christoph, he is off to PSG. So Tillemans, he is off to Manchester United. So a lot of key players, key first team, key members of that starting 11 have left the club. It's a brand new set of players that are coming in. They haven't had the best of preseason. And for that reason, I will give Brighton the edge in this one. Brighton is a more settled team, good preseason, good manager. They know the philosophy of the coach. I think Brighton comes away winners, and I'm gonna call this one 2-1 in favor of Brighton.
I think it's a 2-2 for me. 2-2.
2-2 is the call.
Yeah.
2-2 is the call. All right, we move then. We move to Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Man City versus Bournemouth. Of course, Man City coming off a loss in that Community Shield. They did not look the best of teams. Arsenal totally dominated it. If that was an acid test, then they failed that test miserably. Can they bounce back versus Bournemouth, Krista? Bournemouth is now under a new coach. Their old coach, Ariola, he has moved on and is now coaching over there at Liverpool. What's your take on this game?
Um, I think I will go with Man City to bounce back in this one. They'll be wanting to kind of set the record straight or whatever, and this seems like the type of fixture that they'll probably let loose, probably even win big. 4-0, 4-1. I think Manchester City win this one, relatively comfortably in the end. So I'm
I
going to
am
go with
gonna
Man City 4-1.
Man City 4-1.
Right.
That is a shocking scoreline because, Christopher, this game I am gonna call the upset. I did not like what I saw from Man City. They failed the eye test for me, Christoph. Under new management, Pep is no longer there, and I have already seen a fall off in standards. So for me, I think Bournemouth is gonna rub salt into that wound that Arsenal opened up over the weekend, Christoph. I think Bournemouth comes out in this game and get a positive result. Maresca to be under pressure from the start and Man City to lose this first game of the post-Pep era at home in fine style. So for me, it is Bournemouth to win 2 goals for 1. The next game we have on the agenda is Newcastle versus Liverpool. The return of Isak. What says you in this game, Christoph? There should be some bad blood between Newcastle and Liverpool.
Hmm. Maybe there's some bad blood between them. We can't really say whether or not it's going to factor into this game or not, you know. But you know, it's always written where for former players always seem to score against their former clubs. So,
I
um,
concur.
I think we can go with Liverpool to probably win this one 2-1.
Wow. Interesting call there. I mean, the Newcastle team, Christoph, has been decimated by transfers out. They have also lost their coach as a result as well. You know, the likes of Isak from last season, who had a very torrid time getting that transfer from Newcastle to Liverpool. There should be some bad bloods. I would be very shocked if he was not booed by the Newcastle faithful. He should be starting up front for Liverpool as well. And as you say, it would not shock me if he got a goal versus his former team as well. As you say, it just goes, the statistics oftentimes is proven correctly, Christoph, where former teams tend to, I mean, former players tend to score against their former teams. So Isaac to score is a good one for those placing some bets. But Newcastle have been decimated by transfers out this season. This season they've lost Gardner, Christoph,
Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal, Garden to
Gimares.
Barcelona,
So a number of their key players have been lost in terms of transfers out. Uh,
Tonali to Tottenham.
Tottenham as well. So that midfield will be a brand new midfield. And as we often say, most times a game is won in that midfield era. Whoever dominates the midfield has a great chance of winning. I think Liverpool will dominate that midfield. A number of players at the Newcastle camp should be new, starting for the first time, transfers in new places. Are probably not the best in terms of preps for this match. The coach is new, probably wouldn't have as much time with his players as Ariola has with Liverpool. So for those reasons, I am gonna back Liverpool to also get a victory. But I think this will be a very close, tightly contested game. I can see Liverpool getting a narrow 3-2 win, Christoph. So this may be one of those games filled with a lot of goals, a lot of spills, a lot of thrills. Liverpool doesn't have the best defense either, and they are integrating in some new players, especially in that defensive third. So it would not surprise me if there are a few errors around the back, and as a result, Newcastle sits in this game and keep pace with Liverpool, but Liverpool just to get a narrow win. So for me, I'm gonna call it 3-2 in favor of Liverpool. Did you give us your scoreline?
I said 2-1 to Liverpool.
2-1 to Liverpool. And then the final game on the agenda, Christoph, this game comes up on Monday. This is a London derby. Fulham versus Chelsea. Two teams under new management. Two teams based out of London. Who comes out the victor? At this point, they would have seen all the results from the weekend previous, Christoph said. So chances are they wouldn't have known all the results. So this should possibly factor into the approach these two teams take for this game. What can we expect from this Fulham team up at home?
I think Chelsea would probably fancy themselves winning this one, given the amount of signings and money that they brought in, and new coach Xabi Alonso wanting to kind of get off to a win. I think there's a lot of uh, momentum or incentive for Chelsea to get this win. So I'm going to go with Chelsea to win this one and probably win somewhat big. I will go with Chelsea to win 3-1. Cole Palmer, fully rested. Morgan Rogers and I guess Enzo Fernandez is back. I don't know if he will be playing for Chelsea, to be honest. And the Caicedo so on. So I think that man Cole Palmer will be deadly in this game, and we can see what Morgan Rogers is about when it comes to Chelsea.
Ah, yes, indeed. And there is a very interesting, fun fact to this game as well, Christoph. Arbeloa and Xabi Alonso were both teammates playing at Liverpool. So that's one for the quizzes, so to
They
speak.
were also both managers of Real Madrid last season
And I believe they also linked up back at Real Madrid as well, if memory serves me correctly. So these are two coaches, Christoph, who
that
have
know each
spent
other
a
well.
lot of years together at different teams. So it's very interesting. It will be interesting to see who actually gets the better of each other. Yeah, that I didn't realize that. Now that you mention it, they both were teammates at Liverpool and they were teammates at Real Madrid, and they both coach Real Madrid. It was Alonso first, and Alonso was replaced by Arbeloa. They have both been replaced by Jose Mourinho, who is now the manager over there at Real Madrid. Uh, Xabi
And
Alonso landed the job at Chelsea, and Arbeloa landed
both
the
of
job
them
at Fulham.
also played for Mourinho.
Both of them also played for Mourinho. Wow. So such similarities between these two teams. And they are both coaching London teams, Christoph. Teams based in London. This is a very interesting game indeed, just by the history of the managers themselves. But the footballing pedigree is what may tell in this game. And I think Chelsea has the better players. And I would give the managerial edge also to Xabi Alonso, seeing that he has been there, done that, and has won trophies at the highest level. So for those two reasons, I would back Chelsea to get off to a winning start. But I think it will be a closely fought game, especially because Fulham is playing at home. So while I think Chelsea will win, I think Chelsea will edge it 1-0, Christoph. So 1-0 to Chelsea in this game versus Fulham. But there you have it, viewers and subscribers, the full slate of games broken down. Any final thoughts from you, though, Christoph, as it relates to this weekend set of fixtures? Brand new season, first match day of this year.
Definitely looking forward to the opening games, and the opening weekend is always good to get the EPL kicking back off. So, and we can expect a lot of high quality football in the first couple of weeks. Everything there will be a lot of high scoring games, I think. Let's hope VAR doesn't ruin it.
Well, indeed, indeed. I'm sure some of the changes in the World Cup would have been adapted in terms of speeding up the game. So I am looking forward to that in terms of it from an officiating standard. But generally, it's always good for a new season to get going. The fans at this point is full of enthusiasm. All the predictions are now in, Christoph, who will win the league, who finishes in the relegation, etc., etc. Everyone is now buzzing and waiting for that opening whistle. But we'll definitely be here to see it and to review some of these games which take place over the weekend. But viewers and subscribers, thank you again for tuning in to us here on Beating the Press podcast. And we created a milestone recently, Christoph. We have now surpassed 150,000 views on YouTube. So that is much thanks to our viewers and subscribers who have stuck with us from the start. Continue to do so. Continue to help us to grow by sharing, liking, hitting that subscription bell if you haven't done so as yet. And of course, leave us your comments in the comment section. Leave us your prediction. Who will take the wins this weekend? But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.